looking forward to
They
it.
keep asking us if we want to do radio, but we always late. We don't ever make it on time.
But we do have a meeting. That's what I was telling you on Friday. We're serious. They want to meet with us.
I think you all would
never
be
on
great
time.
for radio.
Girl.
You wouldn't want to do it, Sherri?
No, you have to love radio. I mean,
You do have to love
because
it.
in LA we have to start. We do Tom Joyner morning show twice a week. We have to be up at 2:00 in the morning to go on the air at 3, from 3 to 7.
Oh, that's painful.
Yeah, and
No,
if you do
that's-
stand up at night, and you got she got a TV show. I got a TV show. It's just very hard.
Oh,
So we be just making it in.
wake up, Kym. Kym, we're in
How
the
you
game.
going in the middle of an interview?
I didn't know we started yet.
You know,
I
it's
took
like
a nap until y'all was ready.
I just like to. I think an interview should just start like naturally.
started
So
the
it's-
interview?
Yeah, it's like a conversation.
Oh, well, I gotta take this stuff. I got stuck up here. Wait a minute. No, you didn't say it was time.
Do you see the thing right there? We have cameras rolling.
She said, test your mic. That's what she told me.
No, but we've been talking after that, Kim.
We did. We moved into the interview.
We moved into the interview.
Yeah, I just flowed.
Like, okay, you
I
just
just
flowed.
Normally this is where I'm going.
Wait a minute.
What is wrong with you?
Wait a minute then. Hold up.
I flowed into the
Okay,
interview.
that was
Do you
good.
understand when I say you gotta love radio? Like we can't do it.
Yeah, we can't do radio. I just got off the air for 4 hours. I'm like that.
I
I can't
know.
believe what I just saw.
That is fun. See, this is
I
why
wish
you all
you
should
would've-
have a show
I should have been like that.
or a podcast. Would you do a podcast?
We want
Yes,
to.
we want to do a podcast.
We want to do
podcast.
something together.
So what is the hold up or what is
hours.
The,
Hours. Not really.
No, we're not lazy.
The truth
We're
is this.
really busy.
No, the truth is this. Doing radio from Los Angeles is
Yes.
very difficult to do a morning show.
Because our drive-by time is 7 in the morning till 10 in the morning. But in LA, it's 3 in the morning
Yeah.
to 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
And if you're doing, we both do stand-up comedy at night. So we get out the comedy clubs at 11 to 12 at night.
And we got young sons
Yes.
We're both mothers, and then we both have television gigs.
and single mothers.
And we're single mothers. And so to get in every single day and be up at, 2 in the morning to go live at 3
grueling.
it's a very grueling schedule.
Yeah.
So we have been talking about a podcast. Because a podcast we're able to do because it's just produce. So we're talking. So we both keep falling asleep.
Right. You just gotta stay. You gotta stay awake for it.
You got to stay awake.
Yeah,
for the
well, we
podcast.
do during the, no, we take naps, but it's a struggle. That's one of the reasons. But we love, Sherri loves talking more than me. She runs her mouth.
No, shut up.
You seen her Instagram?
She's very skilled at it, though.
She
you know.
can talk. I was like, this is amazing.
I think you talk just as much
No,
as
you
me.
can talk to yourself because people are not talking to you.
Yeah, I do talk to myself.
Yeah, so you
but-
sit there and hold that thing up and go live. She'll be on there for 30 minutes. I never seen
Wow.
nothing like it.
But do you have great conversations with yourself, or I mean,
have
you're
great
interacting with your
yes.
listeners?
I
Your
don't
followers?
understand. She talks all the time. We were just at Essence Fest, both of us. We were both working. And she put on a comedy show at Essence Fest. Ran her mouth all night. And it was amazing.
It was fun. We had a good
It was
time.
just
But we had
hilarious.
fun together. We've been friends for a very long time. I
Over
introduced her to
20 years.
wigs.
You
Really?
did. Yeah. You introduced me to wigs, wearing wigs.
Yep, I did.
And do you know how you get maximum cleavage if you're trying to get cleavage in your
That's
dress?
right. I did
Tell
that.
us.
Kym introduced me and told me this. You have to wear 2 bras, one that's very small and then a regular size bra over it.
Squeeze
And it's
lips.
squeezing lift.
Squeeze
and I
and
got that
lift.
from Kym Whitley.
Wow.
Do you know
Ladies
when
and
you
gentlemen,
do you
Kym.
know when you're to let a man see your
my
real hair? That's what
When?
Kym Whitley told me. When you let a man see your real hair, because I was like, oh my gosh, was you wearing wigs? I don't know. Let a man see my real hair. Kym was like, when he says those 3 words, I love you. Then you let him
Wow.
wake up and you see he put the hair right on the nightstand.
Oh my God.
Kym Whitley.
Okay, enough
great
is
tip.
enough.
No, it's not enough. I can give you nuggets over 20 years.
But
Oh my God.
was this successful though?
Oh yeah, I got married twice. Now it didn't last.
Didn't
You
laugh.
said it didn't last.
But
didn't get into
I
that
left
yet.
that wig on the nightstand.
Nightstand. She sure
Oh, yeah.
did.
and it was okay.
And it was okay. Absolutely.
Yeah, after that, but you can't do it before.
Yeah, once you
Not
it's the bait and switch. That's what it is.
That is the bait and
Right,
switch.
Once you get a man, they go, I love you. Then let them see that natural.
And then they
And
got,
then
you
it's
got
like
him in.
holy matrimony.
Yeah.
There we go.
This is beautiful. This is great
That's what
advice.
friendship is.
That's what friends. That's real friends right there. Well, I think it's awesome that you guys together are a part of this multicultural media correspondence dinner and a summit. And this is all about like media diversity. And I think as women in your field, you guys, I'm sure, as we all have, we deal with just this status quo and how we represent ourselves and that freedom to be able to represent yourself the way you want. So looking forward to seeing you guys a part of this. So tell us a little bit about, what it means, what it means to you just being a part of this.
Diversity in media is really important if you break it down into the practicality of it, because our stories don't get told. And so we are there. They asked us to, MC the event because it's so important for our stories to be out and for it to be diverse in media, as such as yourself and how you're bringing news to people, but you're also bringing our stories to people.
Yes.
And that was very exciting. But also we're presenting an award to Tom Joyner. And we are on-air personalities for the Tom Joyner Morning Show. We've been doing it for about 5 years. And Tom Joyner has been on the air for 50 years, and he's been, he's got so many things. He's spotlighted HBCUs and given scholarships. He was very instrumental in getting people to come out and vote because he gives a platform to people, to the representatives who were going to keep our stories going, who are going to, have laws that benefited us. And Tom Joyner was instrumental in doing that. And he gave platforms to artists that we know now. Yeah. Artists will come back and tell you Tom Joyner kept them on the air when other radio stations wouldn't give them the time of day. He gives platforms to comedians to come on and promote their show. So we're just really excited to be able to honor Tom Jordan.
That's Michael Jordan.
Oh, gosh. Tom Joyner. In that way, we're very excited. Tom Joyner brings you Black history facts.
Absolutely.
That you never know. You're proud to be a Black person when you hear about people who've done something. And Tom Joyner makes sure you hear the news from the barbershops, the beauty shops. He brings it on
that
there.
You wouldn't hear.
Black hair care for women, natural, wearing your hair natural. Why it was so important to have a law for us to be us, to wear our hair anywhere. Tom Joyner gave a platform to people to come on and talk about that.
So and he's getting ready to retire this year.
Yeah.
So we, be able to be a part of the MMCA dinner tonight. That's going to be at the press. Where's that? This is a fancy
the National Press Club
National
tonight.
Press Club. That was like, that sounds fancy.
I didn't even bring a good wig for that one.
Okay. So that is, it's going to be great. And there are other honorees, but it's such an important.
But Tom Joyner is one of the few Black men in radio who have that kind of power. To tell the stories that he wants, because you know how this is in radio. They give you a memo of stuff you can't say, which you're under. We're under boundaries and restrictions. And Tom Joyner says, "This is my show. It's a Tom Joyner Morning Show, and he's been on the air for so long. So he has the power to do a lot of things that." A lot of DJs cannot do.
Absolutely.
And on-air personalities cannot do.
Absolutely.
He plays music that they go, that's not really in, but he gonna play. Before I Let You Go, Beyonce.
Yeah.
He rocked Frankie Beverly all the time.
All the time.
So we're excited to be here for that.
Yeah, no, and like you said, it speaks to power, and I think especially for women and Black people, like, our need to move into positions of power and becoming decision makers, I think, is so important. Like, we have incredible talent, but it's like moving into those executive spots, building our own platforms. I do think that's important to encourage as well. So
that's what I love seeing women of color have their own podcasts and getting into those positions of power where it's like it's yours and you get to come and you get to bring your story and you get to tell it. I love where we're going now in that. I love seeing more women behind this microphone, and then and as you expand, you get a piece of that. You get a piece of that, like Tyler Perry said, a piece of that ownership.
Yeah. So
I'm excited to see where young women are going now.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why David Morgan, who was the founder of the MMCA, he said he created this because there is lack of diversity, and I guess it's really an organization that helps bring diversity to the media and other outlets.
It keeps the awareness going.
It keeps the awareness that, hey, maybe the station doesn't have enough diversity.
Because you don't know you don't have it till you don't have it.
Come on now.
And you're like, wait a minute.
especially when you said coming up in this next election, we really got to have people talking about us and taking care of us on TV, on radio, all of that, just making people aware.
Can you speak to your experiences both in comedy, like stand-up, and on television as far as diversity and how what some of the things that you've experienced just throughout your career, doors that you may have felt like you've been able to break through just for staying in the game, pushing through?
Kym Whitley, Essence had its first ever After Dark comedy show featuring all women. First ever in the 25 years, the 29, was it 25 years that they've been doing Essence.
Wow.
Their first ever female comedy show, and it was presented by Kym Whitley. And Kym brought her friends, but we brought somebody up new, Jess Hilarious.
Yes, we love her. We love Jess Hilarious.
And so we were and we were the aunties. It was Kim Coles from Living Single. It was me. It was Melanie Camacho. And Kym wisely brought on Jess Hilarious. And she was out there, and we were just like the aunties. Like, we are so proud of her.
Yeah.
And her growth and what she's doing. And because... And it's really terrible that you have to have an all-female comedy show. But if you go to comedy shows, you might see one woman on the lineup, maybe two, and 12 male comics.
Come on.
And we're still having a problem with that, of getting in the door. The top 10 touring comics, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. There's not one female in the top 10 touring comics that makes over 10, 15 million and above. Wanda Sykes, she's not in the top 10.
She's not in the top.
Because the reason, Wanda has children. She's got a family, so she can't go out on the road like the men. But we're still fighting for inclusion in this boys club. So, things like what Kym Whitley did at Essence and packed it. It was sold out.
Nice.
So people want to see us. So we're always fighting to be diverse in this field.
Yeah, what was The View, when I think back to like The View and different things as well, like those types of platforms, being on them, using them, and then you kind of, it seems like you've leveraged each experience you've had, you've kind of leveraged into something else as well as that.
Yeah, I did. The View was instrumental in me doing so many things and opening up so many doors for me because I had that platform. But even when I was on The View, I made it my platform to bring more Black people on that show.
Sure
because
did.
that was the show. If you ask any gospel artist, they were like, Sherri Shepherd bought, I bought Donnie McClurkin on, Yolanda Adams, Kirk Franklin.
Didn't you bring the Mavis Staples?
I brought the Mavis Staples.
Not the Mavis.
I brought the Clark sisters on.
The Clark sisters.
You did Sunshine.
I
brought the Clark sisters on.
They were like, but she gave them a big platform.
And because it was I brought Tina Marie on The View, and it was New Edition got on The View, and it was my mission. I wanted to bring people of color on The View so they could see comics. Cheryl Underwood came on The View, and then subsequently got to talk. So I think when you have a platform and you can use it to help reach back and help other people come up. That's what we're called to do.
And speaking of, before I let you guys go, speaking of your platforms, social media platforms, you guys are both very active on there. Kym, I find your Twitter, your social media in particular, to be very entertaining.
I do have some experience.
You do have experience.
I got Kym on Instagram because somebody thought this man, he was a homeless guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he thought she was Jack A. Harry. I said, first of all, I don't know how you watching the TV, but... He swore up and down, and I just kept egging him on. And Kym kept looking at me going, this is not going to end, because he swore up and down. And he was so happy.
It went viral.
It went viral.
Because she was taming it, and she was like, who do you think she is? And he was like, that's Jack A.
Jack A.
Kym, do you ever get sick of it, though? I mean, at this point, it is what it is.
It is what it is, because she gets Kym Whitley, so.
I know, and I get Octavia, so it is everybody. You got a doppelganger, everybody.
Everyone, please follow us on social media.
Kym Whitley, at Kym Whitley.
Yep, at Kym Whitley, Kym, WHITLEY.
And then at Sherri E. Shepherd.
And how do you keep that balance with your social life as well? Because, Sherri, I mean, your social life, here you are doing your thing, and your social life ends up on headlines and all this other stuff. So, I mean, like, how do you do? I'm always curious, because I think that the comment, when you look at comments now, that's how everybody is making a name for themselves, right? right?
Yeah.
And I can only imagine for people like yourselves that have such big platforms, you're in the spotlight. Like, how do you deal? How do you keep sanity? How do you address things? And
I think you have to have a good core group, and I'm speaking to friends, but speaking to the females who are listening. You have to have good girlfriends in your life who can keep you up. Like with Kym, I called and I was like, okay, TMZ was waiting for me right at the baggage claim, girl.
And what did I say? Why didn't you say
no comment?
But no, Sherri likes to talk.
Because I like to talk.
And Sherri said,
and I said
too much. That's what she said.
But you have to, when stuff gets crazy, I'll send articles to them so they can reassure me that I am sane, that I am okay. But it's really, I think, longevity in this business. You have to have a core group of people that undergird you, that nourish your soul, because you can't make it out here by yourself. That's not the way God designed us to be loners. And so for me, I think for Kym, we have a strong group of women that are our friends in this business. When you don't book something, when you get fired from something, when your man leave you, when you find out who the other woman is, and you need your girl to jump in the car with you so you can go start some stuff. You see, Kym got her hair up now.
She ready.
Because Kym always ready for some stuff to go down.
Put the Vaseline on my face.
But you need strong friendships. And I think with women charge your soul up. They recharge your spirit. That's how I do it. I don't know how Kym does it.
No, I got a good group of girlfriends, Some you let in, some you kick out, Some you keep, but it's a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Yeah. I got girlfriends for a lifetime. You got them for a season. But I think it's just a blessing to have good friends in your life, and especially like me and Sherri, long friendship. Yeah. And we're alike, but we're different. Yeah, I was in her wedding.
She never told me not to marry her.
Okay, so
she walked down the aisle.
Can we discuss what happened?
She walked down the aisle and never said not one thing. Wow. I stood there. The pastor got up and said, "If there's anybody that disagrees with this, would you please raise your hand?" I was waiting for Kym Whitley to even cough.
We're talking about diversity tonight.
Nothing. Yeah.
She
got a free iPad. I gave my bridesmaids free iPad.
Wow, and you got a free iPad.
She said you wouldn't
have said nothing either. You got that free iPad.
Free,
congratulations.
96 megabytes of memory, name engraved. She never said nothing.
Congratulations, sis.
They had a whole bunch of stories when I got divorced.
Yeah.
You still got that iPad?
Yeah, I do. I kept it.
But had you not have gotten the iPad and knowing what you knew, would you have said anything?
I would have said something if I didn't get the iPad. I think you should have. You
note to the ladies: don't give your bridesmaids gifts.
You clouded up all the issues by giving us gifts.
So the iPad still.
Don't give your bridesmaids gifts because it clouds the issues. Because if you don't give them gifts, ladies, they're probably gonna be some stuff they're gonna tell you. Yeah. They're gonna tell you some stuff, but the gifts clouds it up.
Well, knowing what you know now, Sherri, what advice would you and Kym? What advice would you guys give to working women, single mothers, or going through a divorce, going through challenging, something challenging in your life? What advice would you give?
You will look up, and it will be better.
Yeah.
Sometimes some difficulties may be for a season, but it is only temporary. It really, truly is. You will look up in a year and be like, I can't believe I flipped out that.
But you got to really have a strong belief in God. Like, you got to have some kind of support system somewhere, because we've all gone through it. People look at me and Sherri and think we got it all and done it all. Me and her have been on the floor crying.
How we going to pay for this month?
One thing, we have a strong belief, and we pray. And you're right, it will get better. I read something the other day, and I can't remember it.
Kym, I was really like,
oh gosh, I was like, what you read? What did it say, girl? Okay. This is y'all youngsters.
It was at
y'all
my
youngsters
house.
Gonna be here too.
Yes, you gonna get there. I was gonna say, boy, I read it was great too.
These two aunties are.
I just read it yesterday, and I was gonna bring it up. I felt like a moment. I said, I read something.
I was looking for. We done zoomed in on you and everything.
And what it said is,
I don't remember.
Is when you fall, as long as you're looking up, you can get up.
Come on.
Is that what it said?
That ain't what it said, but I came up with something that
sounded good. We're gonna go with it. All right. And any regrets or anything? Anybody have any regrets? Anything they need to clear up while we're here? Are we all good?
Life is, you got regrets, but you keep moving.
Yeah, it's a journey.
It's a journey. And don't I was telling you young folks, don't get so caught up in what everybody thinks about you.
Yes.
Because your journey is your journey. And I see all of the little social media spats back and forth, and it's that doesn't define who you are. Social media, we've gotten so much into it. It does not define who you are. And this life is such a beautiful journey. And there's going to be ups and downs and highs and lows and heartbreaks and high moments, but it all makes you who you are.
So don't be afraid of those heartbreaks. Don't be afraid of those hard times. Don't be afraid of when you feel depressed. It's all part of your journey. It's all part of what she's saying. The DNA that is going to make you who you are.
That's right.
That you will be able to turn around and talk to somebody else. Because a lot of times people, when we talk about suicide, we talk about even depression, or we talk about people bullying someone, if you can just get through that day.
That's right.
Just get to the next day. It's going to be another day. The next day is always a brand new start.
This too shall pass.
The slate is clean, yep, and
That's
this too shall pass. And I believe that. And when I look back and at my younger self, and you think, oh God, this is not, no. Everything that has happened to me has made me who I am
I told
today.
my younger self, you ain't even going to remember him in a year. You won't remember.
Yep.
Girl, just
you
get
just
up.
keep on. And my mother
Keep
told
on.
me these things, and I didn't believe her because the pain was so real, like a heartbreak or something.
Yeah.
But baby, I done been through so many heartbreaks
I'm
now.
gonna tell you something.
Child, they gonna come, they gonna go.
They gonna go, and you still here
And
with
you
your
still
friend.
here.
Girl.
These little boys or men or whatever, they gonna break your little heart. But you know what? You learn from the next one. You don't put all that in it that time.
Yeah.
Until you know it's real, So it's a journey. I think everything is
such a journey.
It is.
Well, the journey continues. Kym Whitley, Sherri Shepherd, thank you so much again.
Thank you,
The multicultural media correspondents dinner and the summit, and you guys are presenting a very important
can we
award
promote?
to Tom.
Kym has a show called Florida Girls, which is out on.
Nice.
If you can actually get it on your app. It's a Pop. It's a Pop Network app.
Okay.
Pop Now. It's the Pop Now app.
Yeah, or you can watch it on your cable. It's POP. It's the Pop Network.
Right.
Okay.
And it's called Florida Girls. It's out. And
Tomorrow it comes out. And then Sherri has, of
My
course,
show, Mr. Iglesias, is
streaming on
streaming
Netflix.
right now on Netflix. But I have a movie coming out August 9th called The Brian Banks Movie with Greg Kinnear and Aldous Hodge from Underground. And he was in What Men Want, about a man who was 16 years old, falsely accused of a crime he didn't commit and had to spend 10 years in prison. And how he came through that and got through it and was able to forgive and move on. So that'll be out in theaters. So give us some support.
Always. We got to support you guys.
And Kym has a book called The Delusions of Cinderella.
I do have
an
that
adult erotica.
Oh, would you like to give us a passage from
Girl.
Is there
Stop!
Come on.
No, I don't know.
If she can't even remember the good sayings she wants to give you, she sure ain't gonna remember a passage from the book.
Oh, Dre, I love you. I don't know.
No, it was hot.
It's a hot book. It's been compared to Sister Soldier's coldest winter ever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Once you pick it up, you can't
And it's
put
got
it
a great
down.
message. It's not. I don't want to limit it to adult erotica. It has an amazing message about being self-esteem and your worth and defining your worth through, and learning to let go and know who you are. It's called The Delusion of Cinderella.
This is a good team right here, isn't it?
I know you
She
guys.
supports me, I support her.
Exactly.
Yin and
It's like
yang.
ping pong in here. Y'all got it. Like y'all just got it down like a show.
We like Gail and Oprah.
That's right.
We are.
I see it.
Yeah.
We're not the two dope queens. We're two dope aunties over here.
Two dope aunties. When do we do the special? When is the HBO special? Come on now.
The two aunties would be hilarious.
I would watch it, love it.
Call
It could be
me
a
auntie
series.
one more time.
That we had that debate the other day on the show after Ava DuVernay would say she didn't like to be called auntie.
I don't mind it. At first, when people kept saying auntie, I was like, am I related to you? Like, I didn't know what the people meant when they kept calling me auntie. But I love being called auntie.
I don't like it. I might be dating you. Don't you call me auntie.
It means they respect you and they love you and they're honoring you. Because what I don't want to hear, like Rodney Perry said, is them calling me grandmama. So I'm gonna take auntie. I love auntie.
So we're in essence, right? We're doing an interview. This woman stands up and says,
I remember y'all back in the day.
Yeah, growing up watching you.
And you the same age as us.
We was like, I think you 3 years older than us.
Just because you had your nose done in the booty. Hey. You grew up watching us.
Yeah, right.
Looking like my older sister.
That is a
if you don't stop it.
No,
she's
not
the
when
same
you
age.
Yes.
That's an assumption. Did you guys know she was the same age as you?
We looked at her.
We know.
Oh, she had a
You
rough
can't fool
life.
us.
Some people have tough
No,
lives.
we know. You can't fool us.
When you
Stop
know
that.
you that age, don't say I grew up watching you.
To another person your
stop.
age.
Have her stop.
Thank you.
I had to shut her down.
Now y'all can say, both of y'all can say we grew up watching.
Y'all can say that.
Because y'all don't have them lines. You ain't got that jaded look.
When you 40,
Everything's still sitting up underneath your chin.
Yeah, you can't say it. When you over 40, talk about you grew up watching us.
Y'all still got smooth skin that just glow, the natural sweat. It's no cracks in your skin. No double chin hairs. I can tell right now y'all young.
She had a full goatee.
Thank you. You better stop.
I grew up listening.
I grew up listening to you.
I was like, buddy, you better sit down somewhere.
Thank you.
Well then, on that note, this concludes. I'll just throw my notes out. This concludes our interview.
Thank you.
Kym. Thank you, Sherri.
Thank you,
Angie.
You guys are funny. I need the podcast. I really want that. I would love the podcast.
Oh my God.
I will produce the podcast. I will come to you wherever you are.